Well, hello there. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. I'm Harriet. Actually, I'm Catherine, and I'm getting a little punchy here with my self isolation. But actually, this is Harriet, and I'm going to be putting her on my journal today. So I thought I'd turn on my camera and have a go at it with you all. I've been having a lot of new subbies today. Not today, lately. And I think it's because everyone's closed in and they're all online trying to kill time. There's not you start running out of things to clean after a while. So I think that's what's going on, because boy oh boy, lots of new subscribers, and lots of the regulars are still watching, although I haven't been videotaping as often as usual. But I'm here. I'm working, as you can see. Let's go through a little bit of what I've been doing. I've been working on the New American Cookbook. Now, it's not just going to be a cookbook. This is just the cover. This is actually going to be a post-war all sorts. This is my tribute to the ladies of the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and what every good housewife needed to know. So I had been planning, if you recall, I'd been planning on using used file tabs from other books to put in it. I originally thought I was going to put one on every single signature. This book has 9 signatures. Oh, you're backwards. What are you doing backwards? There we go. 9 signatures I've made, but these are cardstock. Like, these are actual. You can see that one's upside down, but I needed it upside down because I needed the tab to be here at the top. So I'll figure out something to do with that. Anyhow, to put cardstock on the front of every single signature would have just caused unnecessary bulk, and I want to be able to bulk it up with other things. So I made the executive decision to put 5 in instead of 9, and I actually think that looks quite nice, and it's not too much for visually as well. 9 might have been overkill. So these 3 are from my big Liberace binder. This one is from a Better Homes and Gardens gardening binder that I have. And this one is from a Better Homes and Gardens sewing binder that I have. And I think they all look really nice. So what I did, hold on, Harriet, you move over for now. Don't worry, we're going to work on you. So what I did was, in order to cut down on bulk, yes, this first side, that's cardstock. But what I did was I raided my precious pile of scrapbook paper, light paper. You know how those of you who use scrapbooking paper, you know that some of it is thicker and tougher and some of it is just thin like paper. This is thin like paper, but it's pretty. Look how cute that is. Isn't that cute? So what I did was, what that means is, by offsetting where the fold is, this fold is actually just paper. And then I folded it around, and I just made it look pretty. Isn't that cute? So when I put the holes in here for when I have to sew in the signatures, that's only paper, one layer of paper there that is bulking up that fold. And I thought that turned out really cute. This is actually from the book that this was from. I had to cover it up because, remember, it's upside down. So I put her on top. Here for, oh, this is the interior, pardon me. That's from a school book reader. Isn't that pretty? With Mother on it. Now, what have I done here? So for signature number 2, I have a Coates and Clark 1963 little crochet pattern tablecloths and bedspreads booklet. So I've just put the cover in. And then this one is from the Better Homes and Gardens sewing book. Now, I think this is 70s, but that's still okay to me because that's 70s is still retro, even though I remember the 70s very well. I was a teenager. But again, so you can see what I did here was I used paper, hold on, scrapbooking paper, and then I curved it around. So this fold is actually only one layer of paper. And I really like how that turned out. Now this signature number 4, I made the outside one by opening up a pattern envelope. I had to do a little adjusting because the back, of course, had an indent because it was an envelope and such, but I think it all worked out fine. I fortified it onto some vintage composition from a composition book for children. So I opened it. You can see I actually cut it down the center and glued it on. So again, for the fold there, that actually is only a single layer of paper. And then I still had one tiny little bit left over, and I thought, I'm not wasting it, and I put it in there. So I like how that turned out for that signature, number 4. And I may still put a homemade tab somewhere on it. I don't know yet. I'm not ruling that out. So here's the one from the gardening binder that I had. So I have chapter 15 for fruit. I had to choose ones that worked out as far as having them staggered down the side of the opening. So fruits worked out. It was in the right spot. But I still had to trim it, of course. I love how you can see that natural aging. Isn't that gorgeous where that's dark? I didn't do that. That's not thanks to Tim Holtz. That's thanks to Father Time. Anyhow, again, I had a bit more of this paper left over, and since this is the subject on fruit, I had more fruit left over. So that turned out cute. Now, where's 6 is just plain for now. 7 is the chapter on casseroles and one-dish meals. So that one worked out fine. And I did it a different way this time. I glued it on the inside because I was able to get that whole thing without having to cut any of it off. And if I glued it over, I would have lost all that text. So I glued it on the inside of it to fold it this way. And that looks really pretty, and it still leaves the luscious lasagna photo. And I thought that turned out cute. This one, so signature 8, is just, I've used a page out of a crochet manual that is vintage. I don't know what the year is because I've already used up the, I used the cover on another book that I've done previously, but it's old. Suffice it to say, it's old. And then I had to make one. So I got some red scrapbooking paper, and I cut the tab out of the Better Homes and Gardens cookbook binder, and then I created a side to go down there with the photo that was from it, and I just glued it on, and I made my own. And I think that will look rather nice because the red looks really good. Hold on here. The red looks really nice by those. So that edge will get trimmed, but see what I mean? When that's all together, that's really going to look sharp. I'm very happy with how that's looking. Let me make sure I've got that in. Cute, eh? Really, really happy with this. So there we go. Put that aside. I have this is ready for when I'm almost ready to start sewing those in. And then just have fun making ephemera. I have one more thing here. I think I'd like to include it, but it is quite bulky. So I'm going to wait till almost near the end and make my decision on whether this is going in or not. I just love that. And how pretty is that? So it's ready. And it's certainly, if it doesn't get used in this book, it'll get used. I'll use it somewhere because it's so pretty. All right, so let's put all my signatures away. I'm happy with the shape that I've got here. Do you see that nice triangle shape? This is coming together wider here. And that means that when I start making ephemera, I really have, you know, about that much room for ephemera. So I'm happy with that. So that's what I mean by I'm not sure whether this one is meant to be in here. I get the feeling it's not meant to be. And that's okay. Can't put it all in, right? All right, let's put you away. Safe and sound, because now we're going to do something that's going to make me hold my breath. But I really, really want to do it. I really, really want to put this gorgeous lady right here. Isn't that awesome? Oh, I just love it. So, let's get going. I need some paper because I want to just darken that edge. I don't want to overly distress it, but there is a raw edge there that I want darker so that it recedes rather than come forward. So I'm just touching that fresh cut edge. I'm not distressing this. I hope that's understandable what I mean by what I'm doing here. I'm just doing that like minute little edge that is created when you cut paper. But I'm not doing this motion in order to get any distress ink on the top. I'm just going around the edge and making sure that it is all darkened up. And then I'm going to glue her to the front of the cover. And then I'm going to seal it with an aerosol sealant. And I have a box set up. Actually, today's a nice day. I might take it outside so that there are no fumes in the house. I used my the cutting board I have. I sort of have an almost not quite industrial strength cutting board over on my other table, and it has different blade options on it, and it has this nice scallopy blade option. So I used that just to give her a little bit of a frilly edge there. I am going to use Fabri-Tac to glue her down because I want it to be as smooth as possible. I don't want it to buckle, and I'm worried that Mod Podge will make her wrinkle, and I want her to look just like that. Oh, I love that. I just love it. Okay, I'm just way too excited for this. Hold on, I see a little corner there where there's some white still showing. This is out of a 1943 Women's Journal magazine. I have a whole bunch of them. They're British. And so she's from an ad for Chivers jellies. And I'm still going to use that. I'm still going to find a way to use up. I'm thinking I might want to put this Jello mold on the spine. And then I'm going to make a journaling card out of that Chivers jellies box. All right. Alrighty, so hold on while I'm going to use a brush to apply the Fabri-Tac to the back of this. So I need some paper. don't worry, that cough is, I know I keep saying it, but I always worry if somebody's watching this for the first time and they start screaming, Corona! I'm on a blood pressure medication that gives me a dry cough if I talk too much. And of course, when I'm doing a video, I'm talking for like 30 minutes straight. And it will give me a tickly, it's just a tickly, irritating cough. So that is, that's my covergirl cough. And my doctor can adjust it. She's already told me she can adjust it, but we're going to have to do it later when she's back to seeing patients in her office. She's not going to do it without seeing me. And it's well controlled, so there is no point messing around with it for now, but it just makes me sound like Typhoid Mary, even though I'm not Typhoid Mary. All right, so you know what? This brush is too thick. I want a thinner brush. And I don't want to use one of them that's necessarily too precious, because I'm not sure how well it will rinse. Okay, you know what? This is usually my Mod Podge brush, but this isn't Mod Podge. Alrighty, let's do this. And I'm going to work a bit quickly. You know what? This sort of thing is nerve-wracking, because if I ruin it, this cover's ruined. You realize that. I'm not sure what I would do to save it if I ruin this. But on the other hand, I so have to do this. She really needs to be on the cover of this journal. So we're doing it. Go big or go home. Right? Living on the edge as a junk journaler. Woohoo. All right, that's good. Now I don't want it too thick, so I'm trying to pick up some of that that's a little bit thick and thin it out a bit. But I don't want it to start drying on me before I get it laid down. There we go. I'm looking at it on an angle to make sure I haven't missed any spots. Oh, yeah, I see a whole area here. Right here. Get those corners down, because they like to curl up. All right, here we go. Harriet, you're going into your new home. All right, everybody, hold your breath. Here we go. Let's do it. Yes. Oh my goodness. That looks awesome. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Happy girl. A happy girl. Look at that. Well, hello there. She looks great. Now I gotta decide to jelly or not to jelly. I just think that would look so cute. You know what? Let's fussy cut it. Oh, crumb. I left my good scissors downstairs. I was fussy cutting last night. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to try and pause this without turning it off like I did the other day. Hold on. I'm pausing. I'm back. I had to go get my scissors. They were downstairs. So let's do this. Now I still want that box. That's going to make a cute little journaling card. It's a nice size. So let's do this. Oh, here goes my phone. Now that's a shadow. Okay, that's not the plate. I just want the plate. Not sure yet. I will use this somewhere. But part of me is thinking it would look really, really cute on the spine. And I sort of have to decide if I'm going to do it, I need to do it before I seal Harriet onto the cover, because it would need to be sealed as well. So I'm fussy cutting this with no border. You know how sometimes we'll fussy cut with a teeny tiny little border, and I like that, especially for things that I especially want to do a little distress ink around the edge. But this one I don't want a white border. I want it to look like it was printed right onto the cover of that book. There we go. Beautiful. Frigidaire. Frigidaire. Let's see. Hold on, let me move it over. So, oh, you know what? I'm going to go see what that is. With family nowadays, you just don't know if someone's trying to get a hold of you. Okay, so it's okay. So it says here, Books Incorporated. And I wonder if I want to put that there. I made one cover once, and I put a little detail on the back of the cover, just like a little... No, you know what? I think I'm going to save this for inside. I might make an embellished paper clip. You know what I mean? One of those 3D type paper clips. Not sure yet. Yeah, this is going to go inside. Ooh, unless I put it there. I just love that it's red and that she's in red, white, and blue, because the book is blue. And the trim that I'm going to put on the front and back, if you recall, is this gorgeous. It looks like kitchen curtains. I just love it. Looks like kitchen curtains. Oh boy, what do I do? Decisions. But I do like her on her own, because it just looks like her. And although it says cookbook, this is an all sorts book. This is a domestic goddess book. The book itself, this old 1943 book, yes, of course, it was a cookbook. But it's getting new life and becoming a domestic goddess, post-war domestic goddess book. No, I'm going to follow my gut. She's the one I originally wanted, and I'm not going to mess around. Right? Oh my goodness, my phone. Anyhow, let me see what time. How am I for time? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to cut this short now, because my phone is going to cut me off at 30 minutes anyways, and we're already almost at 25. So I'm not going to start anything new on camera. I'm going to go seal this now, because it's sunny and nice out. So there we go. Take care, everyone. I hope you're all staying healthy and safe. We're going to get through this. I just know it. Take care. Bye.